How are you? Hope you're fine. Hope you're keeping safe. Today we are going to look at mail merge. Mail merge is one of the features we find in our word processor. So when you talk about mail merge feature, we are talking about creating a document, and then that document is going to be addressed to many recipients. So it's like one letter, for example, in a class, or for example, in an office, or for example, in any organization. We need to send maybe one standard document to many recipients. We talk about many recipients. For example, if it is in a school situation, we need to send one letter to many parents. So the same standard letter, so the same information, but addressed to many parents. So you can use mail merge feature, but we just need to create a document, the standard document that you want sent to all the other parents. Then we take the addresses of the parents and then we merge the two. So we just need one document, we just need addresses, then we combine the two and we come up with documents, the same document but addressed to many recipients. So we don't repeat the same document to the 100 people, for example, we are sending. We just create one document, then that one document is going to be addressed to the various parents. So one document will produce like the number of addresses or the number of recipients that we want. So to help us in that one, we are going to take an example here, and we are going to do it in like an exam situation. Maybe when you are told in an exam, how do you do this mail merge and how do we come up with a document all the way up to the end. So we shall take an example here and see how we can be able to do that. So we have an example here. So we have a question. We're told to type the letter as it appears in our word processor. Use the mail merge feature to produce copies of the same letter to the persons whose addresses are given below. So we have our letter here. You see it's just a letter like a normal letter. So when we are typing this letter, we shall write it as it is for the first question, and then we shall reach here. So we shall reach our letter here. Then we have now the addresses, or we have our recipients. And this one, that's what we're talking about, the recipients. And then we can see that the examiner is asking us to first create the document. Then from there we create this data source. We shall see how we create the data source. So we shall just look at it from, we shall use the wizard is easier, but there are other ways you can be able to come up with this one, but the wizard is going to be very easy when you want to do that. Then so we shall be able to do this, and then we shall be able to see. So from what we learned about mail merge is that in mail merge we have three documents. We have the main document. So the main document is this one that we are being told to type. So we assume that we have typed this one. So we have said you type as it is. So this is what we talk about, the main document. Remember in mail merge, we say that the three documents, we have the main document. So this is the document which is going to be sent to the recipient. This one is the one which contains the information. You can see that this is about some results somewhere. So these results are supposed to be sent to some people somewhere. So the purpose of this is to show us where the addresses, the names, the dates will come in. So it's like if we were to create this document without mail merge, then I would have come here, written the name and the admission number and the address and the town. Then I would have written there, then the same name here. Then the date of visit, I should have written a specific date for that specific person. But that one would have required me to have this copy pasted. So it's like I should copy paste this one. Remember in our example here, in our question here, we have three recipients here. So if I don't use mail merge feature, or if we are not using the mail merge feature, it means that I'll have to copy paste this document 3 times. So I have one copy, I have 3, 2, and then 3. But now you see, I'll have to come here and write for the first person. I change the name, the admission number, the address. You see, that's what these ones are for guiding us where the name, the addresses, the town will come in. So let's go back to our question. So assuming we have typed this one, we type it as it is, Then we have been told to save it as main doc. So remember to save. So just come and save. Remember, where are we saving? Let's maybe say you are going to save it on the desktop. So we have been told it's main doc. Save it. So after saving it as main doc, the next thing that you are going to do is save data source as data source. So there are two ways. So when you talk about mail merging, at the end we want to have a merged document, and our result here will be a 3-page document with 3 different recipients, 3 different dates of visit, 3 different names, admission number, addresses, 3 different of them. That's our final merged document. That's what we expect. So to do that, we can come and say start mail merge. So when you want to do mail merge, we go to mailings. So here, there where we have been told about recipients, I'm saying we can use 2 methods. We have already been told here to create a data source, this one, and save it as data source. We can come, so when you want to do mail merging, this is Office 2016, you go to mailings. Even in Office 207, it's mailings, then select recipients, then you can say type a new list. It is going to allow you to type the addresses that we have here. So what we do, we customize columns, we delete, then we add our fields. So our fields here, we have, let's identify which are our fields. We have name, admission number, address, town. So you can keep it whereby we can be able to see it like that. So this one will be our fields. Our fields. This is what we should, okay, it's like we shall create an access file, Microsoft Access or a database file. So these will be our fields: name, admission number, address, town, date of visit, whereby we shall be able to store our records. So select recipients, type a new list. So these ones we don't have them. So we customize columns so that we have our own columns. So we delete all the fields. We create ours. So the first one is name. Next one is admission number. Admission number. The next one is address. The next one is town. Then finally we have date of visit. So this will be our fields. Then from there, just say okay. You shall see that all the fields which are here have been removed. So now we save these names: Waku, Abigail, admission number 8074. The address is as it is here, PO Box 24. The town is Eldoret. Then the date of visit will be 02/03/06. We go to the next person called Wa Bomba Aniela 8089 PO Box 172 Bungoma, then the date of visit will be 08/03/08. We have that person, it's called Musita Anna star Chia 8065 PO Fox 84. Then Putere, the date is 24/03/08. From there, we say OK. We shall be prompted to save. So it is saved in document my data sources. We have been told to save it as data source. Then we say save. So we have already tackled question 1. So we have done with question 1. We are through with question 2. Address and reference. So go back, change address and reference font size to 14. Address, so we are following the question, address and reference font size to 14. This one size 14, like that. So we have still tackled question 3. Underline the reference. Sorry, underlined. So we move on. Merge the letter into main document so as to produce copies for all candidates and save it as results 2007. We go back to our document. This one, mailings, start mail merge. We said the best one is step-by-step mail merge wizard. So step-by-step mail merge wizard is very easy. It helps us to move step by step. It tells us what do you want. So it gives us steps. So a wizard in a computer is that we have steps, next. So it becomes so easy for us to create using mail merge. So what type of document are you working on? So you can either be working on a letter, an email, an envelope, a label, a directory. So there are times where you have been told to create an envelope or labels. So right now it's a letter. So step 1 of 6. Next, starting document. How do you want to set up your letter? Do you want to use the document that you have just typed? Do you want to use a template? Or do you want to use an existing document? Maybe you had typed another document somewhere. So you choose, you want to use this document. Then from there is select recipients. Remember I told you that there are 2 ways we would have answered question 2. Save data source, data source. If we would have started with the mail merge process, it would have brought us to this stage 3, whereby it would have told us where are our recipients. So we would have said type a new list, then we would have created, then we would have repeated the same procedure that we have used there. But now because we already have a list, we shall say use an existing list. If you had the list in Outlook, email, if you are dealing with emails, or if you are dealing with the addresses are stored in your email, like when you're using email, you save addresses. If that's what we are doing, we would have said select from Outlook contacts. But now we already had a list that we had created, the one we called data source. So you just say browse, takes you to a location whereby you can select the data source. So we use it was called data source. We click it, it is going to come here. it is going to show us what we had written. Ensure that all of them are ticked. If this one is unticked, then it won't appear. So ensure that all of them are ticked. Then you say OK. Then you go to the next process. Write your letter. You already have our letter here. So what we are going to do is we are going to choose this option called More Items to help us to add our fields. Our fields are in a file somewhere else. We are here in Microsoft Word. We want to bring those fields and their records to Microsoft Word. So we say More Items. You can see the fields are here. So what we do, we are going to replace these ones, name and admission number, with name and admission number. So now we are going to replace these ones we have written with fields in a certain database somewhere. So we drop the name, we drop the address. So you can see there is a difference. Our address, this one, and our address, this one has double-sided arrow. This one has a single-sided arrow. So what we do, you can remove this one now, create a space here, then we go to the next one, town, more items, town, say close. Then we have name here, we replace it with a name which is this one, like that, then we close. So all our fields now will be replaced, even date of visit, more items, date of visit, insert, and close, like that. So you can see that whatever we had typed with a single arrow has been replaced by fields somewhere with double-sided arrows. And from there, next, preview your letters. So, so it was name and admission number. So it was name and admission number. So we had forgotten that one. Admission number, close. So preview your letters. We are going to see that now we are not going to have the double-sided arrows. Instead we are going to have specific what? We are going to have specific names, and we can be able to see all the recipients by going through these arrows like that. Then from there, you just say next, complete your merge, edit individual letters. How do you want to merge? Do you want to just merge one record? Do you want just to merge the current record, or do you want to merge all records? So we say merge all records. You say OK. Your document will be converted. Even the name will change. Your document will be converted from a one-page document to a three-page document because we have three recipients and they are going to be different addresses. But you see, we have just used one document, three recipients, and we have a three-page document. Then from there, we have been told to save it as results 2007. So you just save here. And you call this results 2007. And you just say save. Then from there, just close. Just close this one, don't save. And if you go to the desktop, shall say results, 3 pages. We go to our desktop, main doc, 1 page. It's important that after you are through with this one, you have seen we have said don't save, so that it does not open and start asking for recipients. If you would have saved, then it would have not asked for, if you would have saved, it would have asked for recipients. But if you say don't save, then the document will be initially the way you had saved it as main doc. Thank you for watching this video. If you have questions, then you can inbox. If it's not clear, then you can inbox. Thank you.